there's always this conversation that you have with people who are trying to motivate you or people who don't necessarily understand nuances. They'll tell you, work harder. If you really want what you want in life, you have to work as hard as you possibly can to get it. And this is a half truth, right? I do believe there is a certain amount of hard work that you need to do. But it's the same as when you're driving. If you are driving 100 miles an hour in one direction and it happens to be the wrong direction, that is significantly worse than if you were driving slower in the right direction, right? And you still ended up in the right destination. So two different speeds, two different paths can give you two different outcomes. And I say this because it goes into the whole idea of working harder and making sure that you're, the hustle and you got to be a hustler. You got to always be. I get that. And I totally empathize with that because that's how I am right now. I'm moving all the time. I'm working 12 to 15 hours a day. I'm creating videos every day. I'm working a job. I'm also, building a business on the back end for all the stuff that I'm doing. So there are multiple things that I'm doing. So as I'm moving fast so much, I start to realize this whole working hard thing doesn't necessarily make the most sense if you don't understand the context of it. So when someone tells you that you need to work harder, what they really should be saying is you need to work smarter and harder. You need to work smart, but hard, right? Because because people are like, oh no, work smarter, not harder. I believe you need both. Because if you work smarter, that means you're moving in the right direction, you're being efficient. But imagine if you 10x that speed. Now you're being efficient, you're moving forward at a faster rate, you're collapsing time. The whole goal is to collapse time because time is the only valuable asset that we have. It's the only thing that you can never get back. So if you can save time by accelerating, by being smart with how you work, but also accelerating the path to you getting what you want by working harder in that smart way, then now you've compounded everything, right? So it makes sense. Now on the other side, if you're working harder, but you're not smart, you're doing things that are not generating results. Again, doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results is literally the definition of insanity, right? So if you're moving super hard in one path and you don't even know if that's the right path, that's when you start to, feel discouraged because you're like, nothing's working for me. I don't understand why this is not working for me. I don't understand why I literally put in so much work, so much energy, and I'm not getting what I want. I'm not moving forward. I feel so stagnant. It's because you're working on the wrong things. You're not working smarter. You're just working harder, and you're working harder for the sake of saying that you just work hard, which defeats the whole purpose of progress, right? You want to progress. You don't want to just be running. I see working harder, but not in the smart way, as running on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere. It's performative. Right? People who just always flaunt that they work super hard and, I don't have time, I'm super busy. Cool. But that also signals to me that you don't necessarily have that level of understanding of you need to be working very smart. You need to be working on the right things. And so I say all of this to help you understand that you need to be working as smart as you can. You need to also be working as hard as you can. You need to be putting in the work every single day and figure out what is it that you really want to do. I'll give you an example. I had been working super hard on a tech startup. Could it have succeeded? Potentially. But it didn't, right? It was an experience. I learned from it. But at the end of the day, I was working extremely hard in a not so smart direction, right? Building a tech company, a tech startup, is not the smartest path to go if you don't come from a background where you've worked for a really big tech company or you've done something that can kind of propel you forward, or you may have, a family member or like rich people that can invest in you, right? I took the hard path. That's cool. I learned from that. Building an online business, that was not an easier path, but it was a smarter path, right? So I went in that direction. But ultimately what I finally realized was content creation is my meta. It is, and meta technically means the cheat code. For me, building a personal brand, building social media, that is working smarter and harder because I'm putting out a video a day, which most creators are not, right? I'm doing that. And on top of that, I'm doing something that's natural to me. So I'm working smarter. I'm not having to force myself to be a certain way. I'm literally just being me in front of a camera and talking to y'all. And y'all like it, right? That's working smarter and harder. Now, if I took the work ethic that I have for this and put it into, let's say, building a swimming pool business, that doesn't make any sense because that's not my meta. That's not the cheat code that I have. That's not the thing that comes natural to me. I don't care about building a swimming pool. I care about creating content and inspiring millions of men. That allows me to wake up in the morning, regardless of what I have going on around me, regardless of whatever adversity I'm going through. I will always make videos for y'all. I always make videos for you. That's a fact. I can do this for the rest of my life and never get paid. Right? I figured that out, that is the thing that I need to be working harder, and it's working smarter because it compounds over time, right? So that is just what I wanted to talk about. Like, working harder is BS. Like, it's not what everyone says. Hustling all the time just mindlessly makes no sense. You need strategy. You need to understand like where you're going and why you're doing what you're doing. Is this the most efficient way to go? You need to be as efficient as possible and then go hard on that efficiency. It's like running ads. Imagine you run Facebook ads and you just throwing it out there, but you just pumping money through it and you get no money back. Nobody's buying the product that you're advertising. They're not going on the landing page. It's not converting. But you keep throwing money in there just to say, oh, I put thousands of dollars into Facebook ads, not knowing that those ads are not converting. So it's the same thing. You have to make sure, hey, let me put a little bit of money into this first, see if it converts. When it converts, double down, then throw money in. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. That's how you want to work harder and smarter, putting gasoline on a fire, right? A lot of y'all are trying to start the fire and can't even start it, and then you're trying to pour gasoline on nothing. Literally, you're going nowhere. So make sure that you're working smarter and you're working harder, and you'll see tremendous results in your life. There's no reason why you can't be, the best in whatever field you choose if you find the right field that fits you naturally and you go extremely hard in that field, right? So if you found this video helpful, again, like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend who may need some help when it comes to understanding that they don't need to be hustling for no reason. Find what they really want to do and really just commit to it and just go hard on the thing that actually makes the most sense for your skill sets and what comes easy to you that's hard for other people, right? So again, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I appreciate you for watching.